Hey, everybody, this is Larry. This is the last day. Well, technically not. In New York, here it's August 30th. Yeah, it's August 30th, 2024 in New York City, and I'm trying to do a random problem that I haven't done before. We'll see how it goes, right? Yeah, especially since probably tomorrow I'm not going to do an extra problem because there are two contests tomorrow. So we'll see how whatever goes. But at least for me, it's to the contest because I know some people are in like India or China, then it's like, it's over 2 days or whatever. Anyway, my point is that there are a lot of contests coming up, so I might not do an extra prom. But today we didn't even do one prom because the daily prom was like a repeat or something for some reason. I don't know what the issue was, but whatever it is, let's at least get my fingers a little bit warmed up and do today's prom, or do a random prom that we haven't done yet. Or, unless I got the filter wrong. Anyway, today's problem is 298, binary tree longest consecutive sequence, whatever that means. Given the root of a binary tree, return the length of the longest consecutive sequence path. A consecutive sequence path is a path where the value increases by one along the path. Note that the path can be started at any point in the tree. You cannot go down and node there is found in its path. Okay, so basically it has to go down. Yeah, as it go down, so it doesn't go like 2, 3, 4, 5 in this case. Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think there's. I think you have to be a little bit careful conflating states, but as long as you do a recursion that is clear what you want, then that's fine, right? And what I mean by that is that if you're a little sloppy with the recursion, you'll have to debug, but it's okay as long as you return two values or one. Honestly, if I was in a contest, I would like to do it in two variables, but or in a a global variable, but it's fine either way, right? So here we have a traverse, right? We have a node, and yeah, I think that's all we need. And here we want to return two values if you want to do it in a pure return kind of way. You could also use a name tuple, but it depends how you want to write it. But you could have a tuple in which is going to be longest path starting at this node, and also the second value, just longest path in this subtree, right? So okay, so those are two things. They may be the same, they may not be, right? So then here, if node is none, we just return 0, 0. And here, maybe, as we said, we can use a name tuple. So let's actually do it, right? So I always forget the syntax, so if I get it wrong, forgive me. I might have to look it up. But maybe it's like a wrapper. It's not really that interesting of a thing. It's just like a return value, right? So that's why, okay, maybe we don't do a name tuple today, just because I don't even know how to name it. Okay, so then now, otherwise, yeah, left is equal to traverse, node dot left, right is equal to traverse, node dot right, and then here, we can maybe do something like, if node dot left is not none, and node dot left dot value is equal to node dot value plus 1, right? So we get the consecutiveness. That means that it's going to be left the 0 value, which is the longest path starting at this node. So this plus 1 is going to be one of a possible best answer, right? So then we have two things that we want to care of: longest path this node and longest path subtree, right? So this is going to be 0. This is going to be 0. I guess this is always technically 1, just because you always have one thing. And also as a result, this is always going to be technically a one thing, right? So then here, longest path this node is equal to max of longest path this node and left of 0 plus 1. And yeah, and then you do the same thing with the right side as well, right? Yeah, and on the subtree side is much easier, right? It's going to be the max of longest path, path subtree, and then just the left, the longest path on the left, longest path on the right, or we just create a new longest path, which is longest path this node, right? So something like that, and then we just return longest path, which one first again? This node, and longest path subtree, right? And that's pretty much it, really. So we do a traversal from the root, right? And we don't care about the longest thing this node, we just have to result from the thing, and that should be good. And I mean, I might maybe have a typo somewhere, but you know, in general, this should be the right idea. Looks good for these cases. Do I have any more weird cases? I don't think so. Probably not. So let's give it a quick submit. All right, looks good. I don't know why this is so much slower. I mean, maybe it's probably the max and the mins, but whatever. Yeah. But I don't, you know, when you can analyze things, you don't really care about like these things, just because, yeah, maybe it's a little bit slower because I don't care about it. But the thing is that this is going to be linear time, linear space, right? So you can't really do better than that. And technically the linear space is O of H space, where H is the height of the tree. So like I said, can we do better than that? It's lower bound. So we don't really worry about like maybe some constants that we can optimize with, like max, for example, right? But I'm not gonna worry about it. That's all I have for this one. That's all I have for today. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Yeah, going to keep it short, keep it quick. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I think sometimes the tricky tricky part about these problems is that knowing that you have to return two things and not just one thing. Because if you try to like do some fancy thing trying to return one thing, you may just get yourself confused. The other thing that you can do, of course, is just returning the longest path starting on this node, and this thing you could keep in a global. It's not technically global because it's a subfunction and stuff like this. But yeah, you could keep it in a more global context and then just update it when you need to, which is also fine. But yeah, that's all I have for this one, I think now, actually. Thanks for watching. Stay good, stay healthy, to good mental health. I'll see y'all later and take care. Bye bye.